That crazy Cubs-Dodgers game was one night early. JP, it is our showcase game, and tonight, good morning, we need to run it back. A few Dodger arms trying to get right, and Clayton Kershaw at the top of the list. I always wonder what the guys think when he's on a rehab assignment. And here comes Clayton Kershaw. He looked good. Give me positive news. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Lauren. Yes, I have been given assurances from both the Cubs and the Dodgers that tonight's game is going to be even better than last night's. Promise. Tune in. MLB Network tonight. Yes, 7 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. here in Chicago. So you talk about Clayton Kershaw, some really good signs right now for the Los Angeles Dodgers. He was able to get 3 innings in last night's rehab start. As Robert mentioned, the fact that he faced Jack Caglianone, one of the top young hitters in all of minor league baseball, really encouraging. Now, the key point here, and this has been written about, Sonia Chen has written about this at MLB.com. Of course, he's not eligible to come off the 60-day IL until sometime in the later part of May. So it's not imminent in terms of a return, but things are trending in the right direction, even though, as he told Sonia, the issue with his left toe that was repaired in the offseason still is a bit more of an issue than even his left arm. So left arm is good, but remember, it was the lower body that was the reason why he did not pitch after the month of August last year. And I think the key thing for the Dodgers right now is that even with all of their resources, all the pitchers they've added, tonight's likely to be a bullpen game, Lauren. So the Dodgers, because of some of their injuries, are really testing that minor league depth that they have.
Wow. Okay, so we have a plan, kind of, for Kershaw. Is there one for Ohtani, or is the plan just slow play it until October when we need him the most?
Well, I think he'll be back before October, Lauren, but we're not sure exactly when that date will be. Okay. And I love this about our showcase game today. Will be boots on the ground at Wrigley. I'll be looking everywhere to see when and where Ohtani throws this bullpen session today, because Dave Roberts told reporters, including Ryan Herrera of MLB.com yesterday, that Ohtani is expected to throw a light bullpen today in Chicago. Of course, he missed some time while on the paternity list, but the idea is that his throwing progression continues. A full bullpen happening on Saturday. Now, as we know, Lauren, one thing that is clear about all of this, we are not going to see Ohtani's bat just leave the Dodger lineup for a couple weeks so he can go out and pitch in the minors. That's not going to happen, because they can't just unilaterally take that bat out of the lineup for that period of time. So he's going to have to find a way to face live hitters while still playing every single day. And while there are plenty of people that are wondering, is it really all worth it? Would you interrupt one of the best bats in the world? To that, Dave Roberts said again yesterday, I don't know. He's 2 all-star players in one. We kind of need that too. So again, for all the fans wondering, the plan is still for Ohtani to pitch this year, and some more bullpens coming up this week, which is a very good sign for all of us who love seeing Shohei on the mound.
Indeed, and they all know when he comes back, Will Smith's got him. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know how he focuses his attention on each individual star pitcher, and then, oh, by the way, a 3-run shot. You're smiling. When you watch him work, what stands out to you?
Well, I think he's one of the most important players for any team in Major League Baseball, Lauren, because the Dodgers have a great staff, but they're not an easy staff to catch. And it's because of how dynamic each individual pitcher is. Now, the key thing in Will's career is that he has been a better hitter in the first half of the year than the second half. And that's probably obvious when you consider how often he catches. Last year, he set a career high for starts with 117. And right now, he's off to the best start of his entire Major League career. I think one important point on Will, actually, I'll make 2 points. Number one, it used to be in the pre-Shohei era that there were ways for Dave Roberts to get his bat in the lineup as the DH on days when he wasn't catching. Well, of course, that's not really an option when you've got Shohei being the DH every day. So as a result, last year he caught about 72.2% of the games. This year it's about 75%, and the numbers speak for themselves. The other key point, and hopefully we get into this during the course of the showcase game today, he's closed up his stance a little bit. He's a little more direct to the ball. Maybe it's something for D-Row to look at in the future, but it looks like his stance is more closed. He's able to get into the power of his back leg a bit more easily and driving the baseball as he did yet again last night at Wrigley Field. You can talk about all the superstars in the Dodgers. I would say this: there's not a more indispensable player, I believe, on this roster than Will Smith.
I think Dave Roberts would agree with all the superstars up and down, right? I need an 11-inning 1-run game tonight.
We're working on it. I have sent messages now to Craig Counsell, Dave Roberts. We are on it, Lauren. A classic game is forthcoming.
They're like,
at the
no, we're tired.
The house that D-Row built. And happy birthday to Wrigley Field today, by the way. Tom Verducci's all over that story for the game tonight. Happy birthday to Wrigley.
JP Morosi on the Inside Corner. Appreciate it. D-Row fell hard. Why? Because Sal played football, and he said if you can do 2-a-days, you can do anything. Fact?
Fact. That is a fact. If you've never thrown 3 touchdowns on a Friday night to set your town in practice, honestly, I can't help you. There's only a few of us that have done that. Sal gets me. That's why I wanted to do him as our first player resume from Canva. Lock in on this case, and then we're going to dive in. I wanted you out here. He's much better off lefties. He's much better off the off speed, making adjustments. No one better in the business, certainly in this building, than you at doing that. Sal gets the most. What'd you say? You had him on your podcast the other day. He gets the most out of what he's got, right? 3-sport star in high school, 25 years old, 3 seasons with the Brewers, only getting better. You talk to Pat Murphy. He loves this player.
He loves this. Is
the Bryce Terangs, the Sal Frelicks. They make everybody go. They're the engine for this team. Okay, and he's a Gold Glove winner. So I want to dive in, break down some of the adjustments he's made, some of the things he's done that have made him successful. We talk about PCA a lot early in the show, adding value. That's what Sal does. Plays elite D, gets on base, scrappy. And he was the 2017 Gatorade Massachusetts Football Player of the Year. And if you're that, and you bring the house down on a Friday night, I'm finding it on YouTube, and I'm running it every time we do something on Sal Frelick.
Look at Sal.
I couldn't run like Sal.
Running by
I was
now.
taking 5-step drop trying to spin it.
Wow.
All right, let's see what else he's done different. And Case, can you just tell the people at home, it's a constant game of adjustments, just tinkering. You see him in 23. He's a little closed off. We just did this with PCA. It was the same thing. And then now standing a little bit more wide open. His hands a little bit more athletic.
And I'm sure he's right-eye dominant too, obviously throwing right-handed, so that's a big thing too. Like I know for me, if I could get my eyes on the pitch a little more as I was in the game, I got more open, like a Fernando Tatis has gotten too. When you start to see Sal Frelick, get more open, seeing the baseball, he's a big compete guy too. He's a big compete guy. So he's like, how can I get my bat on the ball?
Bring up the boards of his numbers. He's gotten going, right? 2023, 57 games. Just go to 2024. 259, on base at 320, a 655 OPS combined. He's capable of more. Only going to get better. Weighted runs created plus 86 in 2024. Look at the value he's adding to the Milwaukee Brewers in the early stages of 2025.
Put 25 pounds on this offseason, hoping to get that slug up already. He's already hit 1 home run. He's got a few triples, some doubles, finding ways to get on. But if that slug can stay, at 400 plus, man, you're going to see some big-time value out of Sal Frelick.
We got side angles of him and the adjustments. Fast forward. Here we go. Pause this. Okay, so 2023 when he first came in, it's almost the complete opposite of what PCA did, right? PCA went from more athletic to more wide open and kind of getting there a little bit quicker. He came to the big leagues a little bit more spread out, fighting. Now he's starting to get a little bit more athletic in his base.
That's great, because I actually think sometimes when you have such a good athlete like Sal Frelick, and I love that you showed that football because that really showed the athleticism that's in this body. And sometimes as baseball players, we want to be too careful. So what happens when you get too careful, you get a little passive at times. Just want to put the ball in play, want to use my speed. No, Sal, you're actually a good athlete. And I think for guys that get a little taller and a little more open, you create space for yourself. So if I'm taller and I'm open, I now create space on using my hands, using my athleticism. And I think that's what we're seeing from Sal Frelick this year in 2025. He's got a little taller. He's a little more open. He's creating more space. And the athlete is coming out this year.
It's funny when you run this. If I was in the clubhouse with Sal, run this. He's got a leg kick working now. Just a way more athletic move to the baseball. Run that back for me real quick, because it's the one thing I want you to focus on. Sal, if I would tell you anything, I wasn't a dead pull guy. It seems like he wants to close the screen door. His bottom hand right here, I always tell the kids at home, your bottom hand's your steering wheel. It's going to take your bat where it needs to go. Your barrel. This is your steering wheel, and your top hand's your power. Coming along for the ride. He doesn't use his bottom hand at all. He almost wants to get it out of the way and get to this point. If he could do some one-arm drills to start incorporating slapping the back half of that baseball with his bottom hand, I think there's more power to come as he gets bigger.
He's also right-hand dominant too. So
watch this. The bottom hand just kind of drifts away.
Pause right there. Pause right there.
Top hand dominant.
Look at the athleticism though. Look at the athletes coming out. Leg kick, back load the back hip, right? Look at the hands, look at the head. Right over here, it seems like it's a little more careful.
Passive.
It's a little passive. This right here is athletic. This right here is aggressive. He's looking to do some damage.
Run it. See how his bottom hand kind of jumps out of the way and the top hand kind of takes over and it gets a little bit more rotational? If he could use that bottom hand, stay through it, more big part of the field, I think there's more power. Bring up his stance metrics boards. Nays showed me this, and I'm wearing them out on it now. Where they stand in the box, how they stand in the box. So depth in box. He was a guy who showed up in the big leagues. He was up close. I never understood how guys could stand Why would I want to get closer to it?
Right. I was all the way back
I wanted to
here.
get further, as far away from it as I could.
Like, give me 2-3 more inches. You kidding me? What are we
But
doing?
you see a lot of the guys that show up, they want to almost catch. Eugenio Suarez talked about he was getting slidered and curveball to death. He wanted to catch it out front.
I don't know about
Phrasing anymore?
You see it now, 29.7. Distance between his feet, he has closed up and gotten more athletic. And he showed up to the big leagues with a stance 1 degree open, and now he's 10 degrees. Now he's 10 degrees.
I love it. Just I think that looks more like an athlete right there, especially for a guy that's 5'8", $180 something pounds. Man, if you can create some leverage with that height, you know, you're going to be better.
I mean, dive in on this. 2023, this is where he's standing in the box. So he's on the back line, a little bit more wide open. Now he's his entire foot. I mean, he's gotten a smidge deeper in the box. He's closed up his stance. Gotten a smidge closer to the plate.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not done totally by design.
But you know what I love about this adjustment right here? If you go look at his hands and all that stuff, hasn't changed that much. But when you put your body in a position to be more athletic, your mechanics clean up. Your hands clean up. The way your hips move to the ball cleans up. It's just so funny. So many times we go into cages and we want to make adjustments with, do I need to get my hands back more? Let me get this big leg here. No. Change your relationship to the plate and your relationship to where you are, standing a little taller, getting a little more open.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're going to see your mechanics clean up. You don't need to go into these 10, 12 things you're working on.
I agree with you. It's opened him up to two things. Two things Nays said when he handed me this manifesto. He's like, "Here's the Sal Frelick manifesto.
Job, Nays.
Do good with it." He said there's two things. Left on left he's killing, and non-fastballs he's killing. So I wanted to get into that because you were great at both, Case. Once we dive back into this B-roll, talk to me about, I mean, you were always on the heater.
Yeah.
But it seems like, I mean, change up middle of the zone right here, driving it out to the bit. So there's pop in here.
So look at that pop right there.
Okay.
He does a great set. I think
That's a nice swing.
I think if you're hitting changeups and you're hitting sliders.
Pause this.
Yeah. I think if you're hitting changeups and you're hitting sliders, you know, you do a good job. And when you bring up the lefties too.
Yeah.
You do a good job of staying tucked as long as you can and then being
front shoulder.
And being athletic with your hands. That means you're letting the ball travel. Where he stands in the box helps him let the ball travel. So I think his setup helps him with both that off speeds from righties and also staying in on lefties.
And when you're going right and you're staying, like you said, staying in there and you're handling off speed, you don't have to cheat to the heater because you can do this on a 2-1 Zach Allen fastball away. This is when you're going clean.
Right. Oh, dude. And
When I can shoot your heater away, bullet, pause this, bring up some boards. We got to get into some metrics. Hard hit percentage, way up. Pull percentage is way up. Bat speed's gotten bigger and better. Hot change me to the non-fastball.
Hot change.
Look at this. Wow. Who's got the highest average in the game right now versus non-fastball?
Look at him.
Sal Frelick, Goldie, Tuck, Donovan. We got to do him. He's raking for the Cardinals.
Love it. And I also think that approach to left center you just showed off the fastball. If you can take that fastball to left center, you set yourself up so well for anything that's got a hump on it, everything with spin that's up.
And I mean this, if I hear one more coach, I go to a lot of high school games, a lot of travel games, I hear one more coach or one more father say, up the middle the other way. Yeah, it sounds good. Show me how to do it.
Right.
That's the thing. You got some kids that are swinging like this, and you're telling them up the middle the other way. They can't do it. No matter how hard you yell at them. You got to get in the cage and show them how to do it. Okay.
And they better not be saying it with full baseball pants.
Left on left. Case, you never had a problem left on left.
Matter of fact, I liked left on left, and this guy started all 10 games against lefties this year. Listen, I think the big thing for me, when I got to face lefties, I hit righties better. And the reason being is when I face lefties, look at this right here, career splits versus left-handers.
It's amazing. I know it's small sample size, it's 33 ABs, but Pat Murphy's letting him face all the lefties. He's got a 364 batting average, you're getting on base, crazy clip. And what was your approach off lefty?
Here's the thing that drives me crazy sometimes about the game is that, like, you want to have a lefty hit lefties, you got to play against the lefties. Like, stop with the, hey, this guy, the splits are good. No, you want your best players to play every single day. They got to play against the lefties. Yeah. You know, at the end of the day, Kerry Carpenter, I'm so sick and tired of Kerry Carpenter coming out of the game. Kerry Carpenter should play against lefties and righties, and he's going to hit 10 pumps off him. He's got 35 bombs.
Preach, King.
AJ, clean that up. But I say really quick, going back to the lefties. when I face lefties, I love to face lefties. When I started to see too many righties, I started to struggle because I'd get a little around the ball.
Yeah.
That sinker I would roll over on, and I was like, man, when are we getting Tom Glavine? When are we getting a lefty come in where I can lock that front shoulder down, look to shoot him to left center, really stay on the ball, and then that righty would come in and I go, oh man, I'm back.
That's why Freddie Free never goes cold.
There you go.
Last night, it's why he never goes cold. He just shoots that ball up the middle the other way.
That bullet he had to left yesterday, that's impressive.
Hey Dodgers fans, we've got a bombshell brewing in Atlanta, and it might have big-time implications for Los Angeles. Things are falling apart between Ronald Acuna Jr. and the Braves, and the Dodgers are watching closely. Ronald Acuna Jr., 2023 National League MVP and one of the league's biggest stars, is right in the middle of a major locker room meltdown in Atlanta. And from what we're hearing, the situation has gone from bad to worse. It all started with a controversial play by Jarred Kelenic. He thought he hit a home run and didn't hustle out of the box, got thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. Braves manager Brian Snitker didn't say a word. But Acuña, he wasn't having it. He jumped on social media and said, if it were me, they'd take me out of the game. Then former Brave and current broadcaster Jeff Francoeur fired back. He defended Snitker and Kelenic, saying it was Kelenic's first time doing that, but Acuña, he said, had been warned about not hustling multiple times. And then came the bomb. Francoeur said the Braves don't need Acuña to win. We won a World Series without Ronald. We've made the playoffs without Ronald. You don't have to have him. Behind the scenes, it's getting ugly. Sources say the relationship between Acuña and Snitker is badly damaged, and even some of Acuña's teammates are starting to distance themselves from him. With tensions boiling over, the Braves are reportedly exploring trade options. And the Dodgers? They're in the mix. Imagine this: Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, and Ronald Acuna Jr. in the same lineup. That's a dream team offense. And the Dodgers just might have the pieces to make it happen. But here's the question: Dodgers Nation, is bringing in a player like Acuña, superstar talent, but drama off the field, worth the risk? Could he be the missing piece for another World Series run, or a ticking time bomb in the clubhouse? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should the Dodgers go after Acuña? And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell, because if this trade goes down, you'll hear it here first. Latest Los Angeles Dodgers news, the channel that lives and breathes Dodgers baseball.